everyone. Welcome to today's Tools Down Talk Time session. Before we get started today, I would like to acknowledge the First Nations people of this country, the traditional custodians connected to the land, water and community on which we work, live and help others to live their best lives. We also pay respects to elders past and present who are striving to build a better and more sustainable future for future generations. Over to you, Nicole.
Thank you, Kathleen. And we're lucky enough today to have a special guest with us, Richard, who's been mentoring apprentices for several years, and he'll be giving us an overview of the new energy incentives that you may be entitled to apply for. So, Richie, thanks again for joining us. So just got a few questions with regards to the support. What incentives are available as a new energy apprentice?
For new energy, there's a NEIS payment, which is a series of incentives that basically it's $10,000 for a full-time apprentice and $5,000 for a part-time apprentice. These are paid in instalments. So 6 months in, you will receive the first payment of $2,000. 12 months in, you receive another $2,000. 24 months in, another $2,000, and 36 months in, another $2,000, with a following $2,000 on completion, successful completion of your apprenticeship. It's a really good package, actually. Obviously, for part-time, that would be half of that. So you'd be getting $1,000 on each payment rather than $2,000. It is taxable, okay? So you will need to do a tax file declaration, and you will need a relevant pay slip for each portion of time that you've gone through your apprenticeship. So say you're 6 months in, that first claim that drops in for you on that specific date, 6 months from your initial start date, that will be what you need as a pay slip. Okay, so you'll need to speak with your providers as well, because they'll be able to send you out the instructions for the tax file declaration. Very easy process, which you actually do in the ATO online services, and then send to your provider. Okay, those two things are vital for you to make the claim, otherwise you'll be paying a much higher tax rate. So as I say, it is taxable income, but it's a very good package for new energy apprentices.
Thanks for that, Richie. It does definitely sound great and a great way to support the new energy apprentices. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I guess the big thing is, how do the new energy apprentices go about claiming the incentive? I know that's sometimes a big question on, okay, that's great, but where do I go? And what timeframes do you have to claim?
Yeah, look, you get a year to make each claim from its launch date. So say it drops in the 6th month, your first claim, you would have 12 months to make that claim, which is a good amount of time. You will need to be able to access ADMS. That's the Apprenticeship Data Management System, a government portal. There's two things you can do there. You can make your claims. So basically put forward that information, do your tax file declaration, and also have that relevant payslip for the time period. Enter that in, follow the rest of the details in the claim, and that will be processed for you. But you can also apply for the Trade Support Loan, or AASL, which is the Australian Apprentice Support Loan. So those two elements are both in ADMS. If you haven't already logged into ADMS, essentially your provider will provide you with instruction to do that. So technically there are two ways to get in. You can be using your MyGov login details, and your apprentice ID. You can also use MyGov ID as an app on your phone to enter ADMS as well. But as I say, speak with your providers. They can go over the finer details and send you precise instructions.
Excellent. Thanks for that information.
Pleasure.
And you've mentioned a few times about the tax file declaration and the pay slips that's required to make those claims. Is there any other information that might be handy to have before they actually go in and make that claim, just so they're prepared before they
technically they should read through the claim itself? So there are some questions in there that could be a little tricky if you don't know your way around taxation, etc. So some of those questions, I would pose those to the provider as well.
Great, excellent. And just mentioning about your provider, so that's your Apprentice Connect Australia provider. If you are unsure about who that may be, because obviously with the recent changes, that information may not be on hand, you can actually call Skilling Australia on their phone numbers 1-800-020-108.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's been great. Thank you so much for your time, Richard.
A pleasure. Pleasure.
Richard, I do have one question for you just before we wrap up today's session. What's the incentive called for new energy apprentices? So when they are speaking with their provider, they know what the incentive is that they're looking for. So what's it called?
It is the New Energy Apprenticeship Support Payment. Okay, so NEASP for short. Sometimes it's abbreviated to that because there are different claims for different types of trade apprenticeships. This is very specific to new energy, whereas there are other types of claim as well. So not to lead to confusion for new energy apprentices, you are looking for essentially a new energy support payment or NEASP claim. So New Energy Apprentice Support Payment.
Wonderful. Thanks, Richie, for that.
Pleasure.
Remember too, we're all here to help you with your new energy apprenticeship. If you do need to speak with Nicole, myself, or even Carolyn, please don't hesitate to email us at newenergy@serenarusso.com.au. So we are there to help support you, answer any of your questions, and remember that mentoring service is available for you as well. Thanks so much, everybody, for your time today. Really great information. Richard, thank you for being our special guest, and we look forward to seeing you all on the next Toolsdown Talk Time session. Bye, everyone.
Thank you very much, everyone. Take care. Thanks.